An absolutely beautiful Myrtle Beach co-ed, 23 years old, found dead under the overpass. What happened to Amber? This stunning young woman was out running errands when a 911 call was dispatched. A body was found on Old Sanders Road under the Robert Edge Parkway. The car was still running. Her phone was next to her fingertips outside the car, and there she laid, dead. And to this day, there are no answers. Let us look into this case and raise awareness of unsolved murders in Myrtle Beach, Horry County, South Carolina. Chevy is asking why. Why was a murder committed in broad daylight and no one saw what happened? Thanks so much for your time. Please like and subscribe. Let us proceed. Michelle Robinson is Amber's mother. She remembers that she had just got home from work and recalls a loud banging on the door. And when she opened the door, she was confronted by the police, who gave them the very tragic news of her daughter's death. It was like a world to her, and she almost fainted when she heard the news. The police said that her daughter had been found outside her car. The car was still running. The injury so bad that at first they thought it was a gunshot to the face, but later found out that she had been beaten with a blunt object. Her skull fractured twice. She died outside her car with her phone just within inches of her fingers. 23 years old, and her life came to a tragic end. Her mother could not believe it. Because of the brutal nature of the injuries, the death seemed very personal. Her sister had no idea who might possibly have done such a thing and doesn't know of any boyfriends or anyone that would have done anything like this to her. She owed no one money. That was investigated, and there seems to be no idea from her family who could have done this to their sister and daughter. The events that took place that day were caught on surveillance camera. We saw her pay her electric bill. That was on camera. We saw her driving on Robert Edge Grissom Parkway. That is on camera. She turned from that road and was lost for about 20 minutes. When she's seen again on video, she appears to have a dark man, possibly an African American man, in the front seat with her. Apparently, this is very hard to see. This is reported by the police, but we have no idea who this person could be.
On Friday, a call comes into 911. The caller says there appears to be an injured person outside of a car on Old Sanders Road under the Robert Edge Parkway overpass in North Myrtle Beach. Officers arrive quickly and find the woman lying next to her still running car and no witnesses. The woman has a cell phone inches away from her fingertips that is actively beeping with missed calls, texts, and email messages.
In the crime itself, so much pain and injury that was inflicted, that to me it just really stands out as somebody that knew her, and she was there for a very specific reason. Maybe that person was following her and she pulled off the road because she saw them. We don't know. I mean, the case, it's pretty much hush hush with the Horry County Police. They're not discussing it in any regard whatsoever. Had plans on getting married, and I think this was kind of a confrontation by that person as a last-ditch effort to say, hey, why not me instead of this guy? And then when she didn't go with it, I think that passion just overcame that person.
This sheds a lot of light on the fact that Amber was already in a committed relationship. They had plans to marry in just a few weeks once she graduated. She had spent some years studying in London, where she met a man named Jose Talzar, and by all accounts, they were very happy. So no one really believes she was seeing someone on the side. Her sister didn't know anything about that, and her best friend didn't either. So, what happened to Amber?
She had a lot of friends, and it could have been somebody that she had a friendship with that just really wanted more than that, and she just wouldn't reciprocate. She was very happy with Jose. She was very excited to get married and start her future. She was moving to London, and I mean, she was just so happy. They were smitten. They were a perfect fairy tale love story.
I do not believe it was someone that had passion for her. I believe it was a stranger, because if they knew Amber, they would not kill her.
She was very happy with Jose. She was very excited to get married and start her future. She was moving to London.
Road under the Robert Edge Parkway overpass. There are no witnesses on scene. Although the injuries to her face appeared to be gunshot wounds, the coroner reveals that Amber Berbiglia wasn't shot as previously thought. She was beaten to death, and cause of death is blunt force trauma.
First responders find a female victim laying outside her still-running car. Injuries to her face are so severe, at first glance, it appears she has been shot in the face. The woman has died before help arrives, and no witnesses are around to provide any context for what has taken place. Investigators find the victim's purse inside the car, with money still in it, and rule out robbery as a motive. They also find the victim's identification, Amber Berbiglia.